Hello. Boy, oh boy, where to start? Well, one, I am still alive. Yay! I feel like I fell off the face of the planet. After Mother's Day, I was so burnt out and it was so hard to keep up with videos and the market and working that I kind of just put YouTube to the side. I also started to get further and further behind in the garden, and I gave up one of my markets right away. And then about 3 weeks ago, I withdrew from my other market, and one of my friends who I met on Instagram, who actually lives near me, took over my spot. So that worked out perfectly, but still a bummer. I am so overwhelmed with everything that's going on right now regarding the build. Our bids came back. They were high. They took forever to come back. So now we're reworking our plan, and just there's so many moving pieces on that. The garden is terrible. It's terrible. I keep sliding. I have no tripod, nothing. This is totally impromptu. I wasn't going to even do a video, but anyways, year two, you think I got it under control. Like, I've already done this before, and the garden is awful. It's awful. Now, granted, in year one with gardening, I did not work. I did have a really small baby. I don't know, something about this year just isn't working. We've had just so much going on, and I just overcommitted myself, which is super frustrating. I have like a foot injury, which has slowed me down incredibly. And now we're gearing up for homeschool. We're going to go back to homeschool. We sent the kids to school last semester, if you followed me for a little bit, but we're going back to we're transitioning back to homeschool. They all asked to come back home, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to work in the evenings, and I'm looking at something over here that I purchased that I said I wouldn't do, and I'll give that information and update to you in another video. But I'm just so disappointed. I'm frustrated. I hate this space. Some people are really, really good about taking somebody else's vision and someone else's dream and like working off of that. The lady who lived here prior to us was a huge gardener and planted tons and tons of stuff. But I would say probably we've lived here for 3 years, and probably for the past, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, it just hasn't been maintained. So there's stuff all over. I will give a longer update in subsequent videos, but it's just too much to manage. I am a fresh slate kind of gal, if you can't gather from the fact that we are building a house. It's just easier for my brain to work. I'm creative and innovative and like things a certain way, I guess, maybe stubborn in that aspect. But I like starting with a blank space. It's just easier for me to formulate visions and see the future and, you know, follow through. And what I'm looking at now is just a hot mess. There's weeds everywhere. If you don't know, this space used to be like a mini lake. It was probably about 2 acres. And then the city reconstructed Main Street, I don't know, maybe it's gotta be longer than that, 35 years ago maybe. And they didn't have a place to dump all the concrete. And so they were willing to pay anybody who was willing to have that concrete transported to their backyard. And so 2 neighbors down said, we'll take it. And they came in, they dumped all the concrete, and then they covered it all with dirt, and the lake slowly dried up. But there is still so much residual. We have all this, like, I call it like reed grass. It's 5 feet tall. It's got super long, poofy tails, and it is relentless. And the roots are deep and they're thick. And once you don't get them, they're gone. Once you try to pull that root back out, once it's big, I mean, you can't get it through the landscape fabric. And it takes every single thing with it. All the dirt, all the flowers, everything. So, I don't know. But the reason why I popped on here is to say, hey, I'm still alive. My phone was full. Which brings me to another point, but to pick up where I think I left off, I'm trying to figure out a way to get videos up regularly. I really feel called to do something with YouTube. I really want to share our journey with flowers, obviously. And I don't know, I've also been feeling the urge though to share about this build and you know, just our lives, and we want to do more homesteading stuff once we get out into the farm and DIY projects and building things. So I don't know, this channel might deviate from its original intent, and I know not everybody's on board with that, so maybe you just stick around for just the flower content. Maybe you will be curious or intrigued by the other stuff, or maybe it's just not for you, and you know, that's fine. There's tons of people that do this, right? So anyways, what I am trying to say is that the format of these videos are probably going to be very, very much vlog, and also just very minimally edited, if at all, that's the word, because I really want to get this content out. I really want to get in the habit of sharing. I really want to do it regularly. I don't want to keep you guys in the dark. I want to keep you abreast of everything, but editing takes a really long time, and our living circumstances are just really challenging right now with 2 bedrooms and 6 of us. There's just not much space to be organized in a way that makes sense for me to sit down and edit a video. And I'm also just terribly busy. You know, we've got the homeschooling, like I said, coming up. I've been working in the mornings. I'm going to be transferring to nights. We still have to tidy up and tear down the whole farm. Oh, what else is there? And then the house stuff. Oh, the house stuff. I will give you an update on that, but it's a big challenge. It's good and it's going to be great, but it's challenging. There was something else that I was just going to say though. Oh, yes. So remember, if you've watched any of the last videos that were probably in May regarding whether or not I should take the money that I earned and buy a camera or continue buy tulips. So I've decided tulips are a no-go for me. This past season I had botrytis and it affected a lot of my bulbs, and I think they came in that way. I'm almost certain that they came in that way. Also, it's a huge upfront cost, and we just don't have the capital to do that, especially now that I hate to say it, me and my budgeting mind, I have not been reinvesting the money into the farm. We've actually been pulling it into our savings to help with a lot of permitting and things that have come up. So we just don't have the capital for tulips. And people said that the quality and the sound on the camera were fine. However, it's super frustrating. It's super frustrating to use my camera. I can't flip it. So every time I talk about something else or I want to show you something, I have to stop. I have to make a new clip. Then I have to upload each individual clip onto my computer, and then they don't always upload at the same, in the same order. So then I have to search through all of them. It is an absolute nightmare. It's a headache. It's a mess. And I just don't love it. Although the phone is convenient, I really just want a camera. So I might take some of our savings or ask for Christmas and my birthday some cash so that I can turn around. Excuse me. I had chocolate pudding and now it's making me burp. And turn around and put that into a nice, camera. I'm all over the place. I thought going into 2023 was going to be the most amazing year yet, and it turns out that it has been one of the most frustrating and challenging and just headache provoking, and I don't know, my emotions have been all over the board because it hasn't turned out the way that I envisioned. I know at the end of this it's going to be great. Oh, there's a bee. I'm not usually scared of bees, but I got stung 3 times by a single bumblebee when I accidentally ruffled up its nest. Anyways, I am droning on, and I didn't have the intention of just sitting here, but again, I can't flip my camera, or I can't flip my phone around without making another clip, which I'm really trying to avoid to do, seeing that I just already made 2 separate clips because my camera stopped recording because my storage was full. Okay, anyways, signing off from Peace Treat Flower Farm. If you're still around, I thank you so much. I promise it's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. It's gonna get consistent, and I will figure out a way, but it's a journey. So thanks for sticking along with me on this journey, and I will update you on the chaos that is my farm soon. See ya.